Nobody look. I'm going to change the episode number. There we go. Look at that. Just incremented by one. You didn't even see it.
You told us not to look, and then the first thing you said was, "Look at that."
Yeah.
Make up your mind, Johnston.
That's right. Don't look. Look. Hello and welcome to episode number 885 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, November 7th, 2023. I'm your host, Chris Johnston, and with me as always from Canada is a very tired man who's played a lot of video games. His name's Greg Seward. Hello.
Yellow.
How's it going?
Pretty tired. Played a lot of video games.
I see that.
I've heard
but
that.
he also raised a good amount of money for the kids.
Yeah, we did great.
That's
Excellent.
great.
Yeah. Pretty
That's
happy.
what I like
Thank
to
you,
hear.
everybody.
Yes. Now go to sleep. You can shut down and
Greg?
go to bed.
I actually,
No.
yes, Phil.
Oh, go ahead. Tell your story first.
So I actually, this year, as in previous years, your best friend Mike and our mutual best friend Jim both came over to help out. But I also had help from the Scoops, Joey and Jessica, who drove up to Nova Scotia specifically to help out, which was amazing. So thank you so much for that. But
That's real friendship right there.
yeah, and what the whole idea was that they would take over for a couple hours overnight, so I could get a couple hours sleep, which made all the difference in the world because normally I get to like hour 22, 23, and it's all I can do to stay awake. So I had been doing everything in like 2-hour blocks. So because with my setup here, I had to constantly swap out system connections and everything. So when the N64 block came up, that was going to be the time that I was just going to hand the controller off to them. Like I hooked everything up, hand the controller off to them, and they played for a couple hours while I caught a few Z's, as they say. So I did that. I went to bed and I set a timer for 2 hours. So the timer went off, and I got up and looked at the clock, and it was only 3 a.m. and I was supposed to be getting up at 4 a.m. So it's like, well, clearly I set my timer wrong. I only set it for an hour. So I set another timer for an hour and I went back to bed. And about 10, 15 minutes later, I hear people walking around. And it occurred to me that the time change had happened while I was asleep.
Yeah.
And that I also had not told them which room I was in. So
man,
there's a bunch of closed doors, and of course the other three of the other doors are my kids' bedrooms. So they didn't want to knock on any doors or open any doors. And then I hopped up, I was like, good. I screwed up, and they didn't know how to change systems. They didn't know which room I was in to wake me up. So anyway, there was a slight amount of time there where I was asleep and they didn't know what to do next. So sorry about that. But anyway, they were super helpful, as was Mike and Jim. So thank you so much, everybody, for that. And yeah, it was a really successful year.
Very nice.
That's excellent. Yeah. You finally did many a nitro backflip in Motocross Maniacs. It was very
I wish somebody had told me about that before I discovered it myself.
I know. You got to have those little option racers.
What do they do?
It's great. I don't know.
See, it's great to have them, but I don't know what they do.
I think they increase your speed. I think they actually do have utility.
I don't think that's true,
but anyway. But
you're
who
just
knows?
Guessing.
It's true. I am guessing. But you know what I'm not guessing about? Joining me from the great state of Washington, Mr. Phil Theobald.
That's a solid guess.
Yeah.
Because here I am.
Here you are.
Yeah.
That's a great Pac-Man shirt you got there. Is that the 7-Eleven or the food? Yeah, 7-Eleven.
That is the 7-Eleven cross Pac-Man collaboratory shirt.
I love it.
Yeah, you bet you do. Pac-Man's got a wiener dog. He got a Slurpee, blue raspberry, clearly his flavor of choice.
That's right.
He's going around the maze, munching on little pizzas there. There.
I see.
He's munching on pizzas.
Yeah. And why wouldn't you want to do that?
Well, great. That's what pizza's for. Yeah. It's food.
So it's for munching.
Yes. If you get the munchies,
the early morning
the place to be.
Yeah. Now I didn't see the hour that I had sponsored the Luigi's Mansion Hour. I assume it. I assume
It was
it
the
went
final
well.
hour.
Final hour.
Yeah,
Mhm.
great.
Excellent. That's a great game. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it is.
So, Greg,
I gave it a
Yeah.
good score in EGM while other people gave it lower.
well, that's because they were
I love it.
short-sighted fools.
I love Luigi's Mansion. They were looking for the equivalent of Super Mario 64 on the GameCube, and
And they took it out. They took it out on the game.
They took it out on Luigi's Mansion.
Not
Poor
Luigi's Mansion's fault.
History has proven me correct, though.
It's
so,
true.
Yeah.
Just like with Donkey Kong 64.
And Star Fox Adventures.
Exactly. So, Greg,
Yeah.
what I was going to ask you before
Mhm.
is that what was your favorite game that you played during this 24-hour marathon?
My favorite. Well, I was going to talk about this and what you've been playing, but I have to say, I mean, there were some great games in there. There's Luigi's Mansion.
Mhm.
We played through Streets of Rage 2. Still a little bit tired. Some classics, definitely. But you know what I was really surprised by?
What's that?
Was a request. CJ's best friend Mike, who happened to be here at the time, showed up, requested Twisted on the 3DO,
The game show,
the game show. And so there were four of
which
us
is the
playing.
game's subtitle.
Yes.
Yes.
So there were four of us playing. It's a 4-player game. It is just a game show game where you pass the controller. Had a great time.
Oh, good.
We all really
That's
enjoyed it
awesome.
a lot. Yeah, it's a 3DO game. Very early, early multimedia game. So you can imagine what that was like. Everything was video based. It's just a sort of trivia / minigame collection. Very 90s sort of MTV / liquid television humor. It was great. We all really had a great. We thought we'll play this for like 10 minutes and then we'll move on to something else. We ended up playing it for over an hour so we finished a full round.
That's
Nice.
amazing.
It was really great.
Was there not enough time for a round of Zadnost, the People's Party?
No one requested that.
The
I also had never
spiritual
played that.
sequel.
Yeah.
The
Zadnost, the People's Party.
Yeah.
I remember seeing
What's
that
it-
box.
Was it full of live action actors that were clearly just people in the office that they?
No, I think they actually
roped
had real
into?
actors.
Oh,
real
okay.
professional actors. I get that feeling. Yeah, but they were silly sort of caricatures of people. It was really good, really
Good.
fun. But I mean, yeah, we played a lot of we played ActRaiser and Lunar, and yeah, there was a lot of great stuff that people.
Now, on the flip
requested.
side,
Thank you so much for that.
what was the worst game you got stuck playing?
Oh, there we go.
I know you were quite adamant about please do not force me to play the worst games.
Yeah.
Right. Probably I would say the worst game was probably Sonic R.
Yeah,
But-
Sonic R is not fun.
We got first on every track.
Did you
We
really?
We rolled credits on it. in like
Wow.
45
Oh my
minutes.
gosh.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what the best thing
because
about
that game
Sonic
was
R is?
not unplayable. It wasn't good, but it wasn't unplayable.
Best thing about Sonic R?
The soundtrack.
You bet it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Absolutely.
telling the story on the stream because I remember I was at Gaming Age at the time that Sonic R came out, and I think I was one of the only Canadian editors. So anyway, I had a Sega contact, Sega of Canada, and they were sending me games, and they, Sonic R came out near the end of the Saturn's run. And I remember getting a package one day. It had Sonic R in it, and it was back when we were on IRC,
Mhm.
hashtag vid games, and it wasn't called hashtag back then. The vid games channel. And so I'd gotten this game, and I don't think anyone else had played it on the channel yet. So I'd fired it up because I was, I was freelancing and everything at the time. Played it, and it was okay. But the soundtrack, I was just completely struck by the soundtrack, and I was telling the people in the channel, it's like, guys, like the soundtrack in this is amazing. Like there's just you've never heard anything like this. And so I think within an hour I had, because it was Redbook Audio, I'd put the disc in my computer, ripped all the music to MP3 and shared it out to the channel. So I think a lot of the people in that channel heard the full soundtrack before they ever played the game, if they ever played the game.
Well, they got the best experience.
It was great. But no, we finished it. I mean, I will say with that game, if you could wrap your head around the controls, which wasn't easy because it didn't control well, each track had a lot to discover. There were actually a lot of things to do in that game.
Yeah.
So it had a lot of replay. Again, if you wanted to accept that it wasn't very playable.
Lots to do, none of it fun.
Yeah, you could find
food is
fun if you
terrible,
really
but the
had to
portions
ring
are
it out
huge.
there. Yeah, you could
Yeah.
really had to ring it out. So the tech was good though.
Yeah.
When it was, it was a UK game, so the tech was awesome. The gameplay wasn't.
I see.
Phil agrees with me.
Well,
I know
Oh
he
yeah.
does. Yeah.
I do.
I mean, I agree also.
Hmm.
I never liked Sonic Car. Sonic Car was never good.
No, nobody likes Sonic Car,
Yeah.
but I did a little bit.
Better than Sonic Spinball.
Yes.
Well, that's not hard to do.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. All right, let's talk about some video games. Because Greg, you're probably not sick of that yet. Right?
Whatever do you mean?
Well, we're not playing them on stream, so it's different now.
Mhm.
Hey,
Mhm.
Atari has bought Digital Eclipse.
I'm not excited about this.
Good
They're
luck.
set to acquire Digital.
Oh, CJ froze.
CJ's
Yep.
frozen.
CJ's done with the
Uh-oh.
story. Oh,
Yep.
he's back. Yep. Nope. But
I
now
hope
you're
it works out well.
What?
It won't.
How do you know it won't? How do
I
you,
said
how do
I
you know it
hope.
won't?
I hope it does.
I don't know.
But
I'm just playing the percentages.
yeah.
If this was Embracer, certainly it would go poorly quickly.
Yeah, see, Embracer's the easy one to beat up on, and they deserve all of it. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, bigger companies acquiring smaller video game companies has been happening for a long time. Way
Mhm.
before Embracer was around.
Yep.
It doesn't. Very rarely does it work out great for the company that was acquired.
Yeah.
Maybe it does for a little while. But
Yeah.
that's just my opinion. I'm
Yeah.
not crazy about all the acquisitions that are happening, especially when a company that I really enjoy their output, I really enjoy what they stand for.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is
We have friends who
company
work
that's
there.
acquired. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong, and I hope
Yeah.
the best for them. I'm sure they've already heard the "we love what you do, so we're not changing anything" speech.
I mean, they've pretty much.
Hey, that's
You always
exactly
do.
that's exactly in the press release. Pretty
Oh,
much.
weird.
Yeah.
Never heard that before.
Imagine that. Yeah.
This is
And
the
that's
one
always
time
the
when we
case.
mean it.
And that's always the case until things don't go well.
Yeah.
And
right.
they're,
Right.
I love Digital Eclipse, but ultimately they're a line on a ledger at this point. So,
Well, here's the thing about Digital Eclipse that makes me kind of disappointed about this acquisition is that I loved Atari 50. I love Karateka, the whole, or Karateka.
I believe it's pronounced Henning.
I think you used the Australian
Karateka.
pronunciation.
Karateka. I love
Aluminium.
Karateka, the Goldmaster series thing that they had going. What I'm a little concerned about now is that they're going to be focused on Atari titles and that we won't see the Goldmaster treatment done with outside games. Now, of course,
they've said that that's not the case, but
Atari, acquired other game catalogs. Like I think Interplay and Accolade are now part of Atari. So, hey, Bubsy 3D, given the Gold Master treatment, I mean, come on. I got a good shot
You know what?
on that docuseries.
You know what? You joke. I would love to see a good documentary series about Bubsy.
Actually, I would too.
Imagine going from being able to do Disney Afternoon collections and Ninja Turtle collections to having to pretend that Bubsy was good.
No, but I think Bubsy is one of those things where you don't hear about the history of that series really at all. So that actually might be kind of interesting. Oh my gosh, Siri, shut up.
Wow. Oh my.
I say one thing and I say
Siri,
the word
blink
series.
twice if you need help.
Series too much and yeah. But hey, it could turn out great. We have friends there.
Sure.
I hope it does turn out great.
too.
Atari
Yeah.
seems to at least be serious about bringing back retro classics, and yeah, who knows? Maybe this will work out.
Yep. I hope it
It would
does.
be
I'd
lovely
like
if it
and-
does.
I
I'd like
mean,
it to.
Digital Eclipse has been around a long time,
Yep.
and
No.
they weren't always a company that I looked at as like, oh, they're great,
Right.
because they were around a long time, just pushing out ports, especially on like Game Boy and stuff like that, of older games, and the work wasn't always amazing. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't always amazing.
Right.
But they seem to have sort of come into their own in the past, like, I don't know, 5-10 years. They've really come into their own. They've hired some great people, again, friends we have that work there that are truly passionate about what they do, which I think equals up to Mike Micah and how passionate he seems to be about everything that he does as well.
Yeah.
And they found their niche, and they've, you know what I mean? Like, now they're producing stuff that, yes, it's still ports of older games, but they've just, I don't know, they've really found a groove that I love. And especially in the last couple of years, they've been really riding a wave there of good feelings and great releases. And the news that
Cowabunga
they're
collection.
acquired just
Yeah.
really was a punch in the stomach for me personally. But
I probably shouldn't say this. I might be breaking some NDAs, but they have already contacted me to fly out there and record some behind the scenes interviews for the big modern day remaster remake of SpongeBob SquarePants Dilly Dabbler.
yeah,
So please
see, they're already going
Yeah.
downhill. This is exactly
look
what I was
forward.
afraid of.
Oh,
Are you kidding? Do you know how many views that has on YouTube, Greg? This is a modern day classic.
It's modern day something.
that's right. All right. Well, hey, maybe something a little more for us that Nintendo has added some new games to Nintendo Switch Online, and it's a pretty interesting trio of games here.
Oh, yeah?
First of all, Castlevania Legends. For
That game's
Game
terrible. Keep
Boy.
going.
The third. That is the third
The
Game
one that
Boy
wasn't.
Castlevania game.
This was, I believe, is not on the recent compilation of Castlevania
No, it wasn't.
games. Is that right?
Yeah.
Probably
weird.
because it's bad.
It's I'm serious. It's not a good game.
Okay.
But I mean, you
have
know,
heard
hey,
that.
it's on the service you're already paying for, so now you get to experience it.
Yeah. And then on the NES side of things, we get Devil World and the mysterious Murasame Castle.
Wait a second. What was that?
Devil World.
Castlevania Legends? Ah, I love that game. The finest example of portable Castlevania that I've ever experienced.
I see.
It's a pretty exciting game.
Of course.
I mean, I
You
agree.
also like Murasame Castle, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
So yeah, and Devil World, of course, a Miyamoto designed project that never got released in the U.S. Sort of
Never
Pac-Man-ish.
released outside of
Clone.
Japan
But I
due
believe
to its
didn't it come out on
religious
Virtual Console?
pandering.
Didn't come out on Virtual Console. I think Murasame Castle.
I think
at
it did.
least came out on Virtual
Yes.
Console. 'Cause I
Murasame
have
Castle
that.
did indeed hit Virtual Console.
Yeah, but I don't know about Devil World. Did
No,
Devil
it was
World
too
ever?
devilish. They were too afraid of my dark influence. They knew that I would seep into every crack
Seep,
and crevice in the vulnerable brains of American children and turn them towards the Dark Lord.
Well, it's
Satan
all
himself.
it's all the religious iconography in that game, right? I believe there is some religious iconography. In,
Yeah, there is.
Oh yeah,
Devil
there's
World,
There are like crosses everywhere.
crosses and
Yeah.
Bibles.
Yeah.
which at the time Nintendo that was a no go.
Nope.
A big NO.
A big NO for NOA.
Devil World
Yeah.
is a Pac-Man variant.
That's a
Yes, it
Pac-Man
is.
clone. Yeah.
Yes.
Which is interesting. I don't think I ever played it.
It's a fun little
No,
game.
me neither.
Yeah.
But it's a perfect game for this service. Like, I love it
Yeah.
when they release stuff like this on this service.
Me too.
One years ago when I was over in Japan, I found I picked up a used copy of the Famicom Kart for
Pennies on the dollar.
200-300 yen. It was dirt cheap. Actually, you know what? I got it in the box too, so it might have been upwards of 500 yen.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah,
I see.
Breaking the
but
bank.
yeah, it's a fun little game.
Yeah. Well, now
You know,
you can play it on Switch.
Yes, you can. I did play it on Switch
You did?
just the other day.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, our last news story here is that the last group of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tracks is the last wave is coming out November 9th.
Oh,
I have not touched any of these for so long.
no, I haven't either.
I've dabbled in a few of the updates, but
You've
but
dilly
nothing.
dabbled.
I've dilly dabbled.
Okay.
Yeah. But Mario Kart, like, I don't know. I don't have as much of a fondness for like some of the deeper cuts in the Mario Kart series. Like Wario Stadium, yes.
I loved the N64 version of Wario Stadium.
Yes.
That
I have
was
great
great.
memories
That was a
of
great
the
track.
N64 version of
Yeah.
Wario Stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a couple others. But I mean, I like the gameplay in Mario Kart 8 enough that I just enjoy that game. It doesn't have to be a specific track in the Mario Kart history for me to have a fun time.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one's got some good ones. The GameCube Donkey Kong Mountain, DK Mountain is a good one. Those are always good.
DK. Donkey
Yeah.
Kong.
The
There
Super
it is.
Nintendo Bowser's Castle 3 is in here. Got the Wii version of Rainbow Road. So, yeah. And they didn't introduce any more characters. Now you get a Mii racing suit. 16 additional Mii racing suits. So, there you go. More
Exciting.
content for this. What do you think they're going to do? Like, how long after this do we hear about Mario Kart 9?
God, I hope so soon.
That would
Seriously,
be
launch
great.
game for the next Switch. Let's do that.
Oh, that would be fantastic, right?
What
That's
do you,
all I
what do you
need.
do for Mario Kart 9 that hasn't been done here?
I don't know, but I wouldn't have been able to tell you what was about to happen with Mario Kart 8 15 years ago or wherever it came out.
Came out like 10 years ago, right?
It's not better.
On the Wii U. It was a fantastic game back then.
Oh
too.
yeah,
But
it has been the whole time.
even with that polygon chart. That
Polygon.
that looks even more silly now than it did back then, and it was pretty
like
silly
a bag
then.
of milk.
It was pretty silly right out the gate. Absolutely.
It was indeed. But yeah, how do you follow this up? And I sort of had the same question about Smash Brothers. It's like, where do you go from there? Like, you have basically the best version of this thing. Like,
It's gonna be rough.
how do you follow that up?
Yeah, it's gonna be rough because like that's a great example too. Like they've really, I mean, I don't know, have they hit the apex of both of these series at this point?
I think so. Or maybe
But I also
just,
don't
like,
work for Nintendo.
blow up the entire thing and start again, like very simple, and say, no, we're never going to revisit any of these tracks. This is a new series now. It's called Nintendo Superstar Kart, and we are starting over. And
That
it is
wouldn't be
not-
I think if they did what Sega did with Sonic Racing Transformed, Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing Transformed, like something along the, because I think you'd still need to keep the Mario Kart branding, but they kind of
Probably
dabbled
would.
in that sort of thing when they were adding like the Zelda tracks and the F-Zero
Right.
tracks, and so why not? I mean, that would be a way with Mario Kart at the very least to make it sort of the racing version of Smash Brothers, where it's just a love letter to all things. And what the hell, bring in other parties too, like
that would be great too.
why
Bring
not?
in Pac-Man,
But
bring
Nintendo
in
making
Square
it,
stuff.
right?
Nintendo making
So,
it, right?
Yeah.
Do they change the name to Super Smash Kart at that point and keep the and
Mario
and
Kart
make the
has
Smash
so
connection?
much- I don't know. Mario Kart has so much brand recognition at this point.
I mean, but so does Smash Brothers.
Yeah, but are they the same people?
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
What
know.
do I look like? Johnny Market Research?
No.
No, I don't.
Well, I hope whatever we get next with Mario Kart is good. That would be it would be a shame for it to not be as good as 8 is. Whatever the new gimmick is. I hope it's good. All right. I guess that's it for news. Unless you guys can think of anything that I missed.
No.
I mean, BlizzCon went on last week, and I know you guys are huge into Blizzard. So
The hot new Overwatch 2 news.
the new character, new hero.
Is there?
There is a new hero, yeah.
Oh.
I don't know if that's the news you're referring to.
I just assumed that there was.
You just said
Overwatch.
words and assumed.
I know that Overwatch is a Blizzard game,
Mm-hmm.
and perhaps they might have said something about it. I could have
And
easily
they
have just
did.
said rock and roll racing news.
Now that
But I
would
figured the odds.
Ooh.
The odds were in Overwatch's favor for actually
Maybe-
having new news.
Maybe Blackthorn is in the new Rock and Roll Racing.
Maybe that's the direction Mario Kart's going to be going in, where it's just Mario characters and old Blizzard characters.
Done.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we did have that question with Mario, just 2D Mario in general. Like, where do they go after the new series and after Mario Maker? It's like, where do you go after that? And they blew it up and made Super Mario Brothers Wonder. Could they do the same kind of thing with Mario Kart, where the animation is better, or it's a different art style, or they completely abandon those old tracks? Like, I think that would be super interesting to watch.
Maybe get the Lost Vikings in there.
Get the Lost Vikings in there, absolutely.
Yeah.
Drive through some Overwatch environments. Yeah, could be cool. Anyway,
Yes.
I think it's time that we talked about what we have been playing.
Okay.
And I'll go
Bunch of
first.
stuff.
I'll go first, if you don't mind, because I played some Spider-Man 2.
Oh, look
this
at
week.
you.
I know.
All right.
It's astounding.
Bring it, Johnston.
I got to I think I'm just after Coney Island. The
Okay.
Coney Island bit.
Oh, so you're where I was a week ago.
That was.
I'm not being jerk. You're where I was a week ago.
I am exactly where you were a week ago. Yeah. But I mean, it's just so good, right? Like I had the autocomplete QTEs option on. And when I started the Coney Island bit, they pop up a little warning. They're like, hey, we noticed that you have auto QTE complete on. If you leave that on, you won't be able to play.
You're not going to do anything for the next 45 minutes.
Yeah, you're not going to be playing any of the mini games in this section. So you may want to go into settings and turn that off. And I was like, oh my God, that's such a helpful reminder. And I went in and did it. I turned them off and played the mini games, and it was super fun.
CJ?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
At least I don't know if they get more difficult if you bump up the difficulty level to the higher end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
But at least down on the lower ends, the QTEs are not like
No, I just don't want to have to do them.
Okay, like at all.
Yeah, because I mean, like the
I don't
car
wanna have
chases
to
are
do
down to
them at
like
all.
1 or 2 button presses.
Yeah.
Depending on
Yeah,
which
I don't
want to
have to do them. I don't want to have to do them.
You just don't want to. You don't want to bother with anything.
No.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't want to have to do them.
Fair
So
enough.
there you go. Yeah. By the way, what difficulty are we playing on?
Friendly.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think I was playing on friendly.
I think I'm on friendly as well. Yeah, and you can tailor it quite a bit. You can tailor like enemy damage and the damage you deal out
Right.
to enemies. So yeah, you can tailor it a bit.
I didn't do any of that like real fine tuning stuff. I just tossed it on the default friendly difficulty.
Yeah, and there's even one below that. There's friendly neighborhood. Right?
Yeah, I didn't do that one.
Yeah, I don't have anything on friendly neighborhood, but but we'll see. So far I'm having a blast with it. Obviously, it's a really good video game. The section with Miles at Coney Island was excellent. Maybe one of my favorite parts of that game so far.
I assume we're doing spoilers here, right?
Yeah, we can go
spoiler
into
warning.
detail. Spoiler warning. Yeah, skip
Just
a few.
I just want to mention, now that we've talked about it for a second, that gives people a chance to skip. I just want to mention, of course, who that section is based around. Just to say that, the Mysterio storyline, very satisfying. I really like the way it culminated.
So you finished that story branch?
Yeah,
excellent.
Yeah,
cool.
So
I was surprised. So is that mini game only in that section of the game? Because
know.
wow, what an attention to detail there to have like a rhythm mini game in the middle of the game that feels so like well developed and complete, honestly.
Yeah.
So I was happy
the rest of it you won't see that. Well, at least not in that storyline. You won't see that mini game again. They're all combat challenges.
I see. Well, I'm having a blast with the game, and I'll continue. I think this is going to be my main game until I'm through it, and then I'll skip over to Mario Wonder next, and then do Alan Wake 2. I think that's going to be the order of operations.
I'm the same. I don't know. But this is the reason why I haven't played Mario Wonder, is because I'm still like full on Spider-Man 2. I think I'm a fair amount further than you, probably like 10 or 15% as far as the story. I think the last time I looked is like 52% or something like that.
It said I'm 44% through.
Yeah, okay, so there you go. Like I said, the last time I looked, I think it was at 52. But yeah, I'm not going to say exactly what I'm seeing right now, because you're right on the cusp of it. Because, well, I mean, I've seen
a hint of it,
the symbiote at this point.
Yes.
So I'm past the inevitable part where Peter and the symbiote are linked. So and that has been awesome so far. It's so good. And I'm really curious to see where it's going to go, because I mean, obviously based on the marketing, we know Venom is part of this, but it's still not 100% clear how that's going to happen for me. So it's just been a lot of fighting Kraven's goons at this point, but with like the amazing powers of this and strength of the symbiote. So,
and
I see.
And me having finished /platinum debt, I really don't want to say anything,
right?
Because
you know
things happen in the game.
Happen.
Story things happen.
Sure.
And I don't want to spoil anything. So hurry up and play, you guys. Chop.
Now that I got Extra Life out of the way, I've got more time. So.
I see. Well, I've also been playing Fortnite, and I'm going to go ahead and shout out Hacker Alias Mudron's question here. Who says, what does CJ think of this new OG Fortnite map? I think it's hilariously terrible, but it's interesting to see a version of an important / famous game world that hasn't existed in years and may never exist again. So to back up here,
what is this talking about?
Fortnite
beep.
Fortnite is doing a mini season. It's only a month long, so there's only 50 levels instead of 100 in the battle pass.
Okay.
And they brought back the map as it was in like 2018. So not completely the original, but basically the original feel of the game from 2018. And it depends, of course, which mode you're playing in. I'm playing in no build mode. So the game's map was really never meant for that. Never meant for you to play with no build. And it's amazing how, empty a lot of the map is or feels. And the traversal is kind of non-existent because they added things like cars and motorcycles and zip lines and all of this stuff to the game over the years that is non-existent in this season. So you're doing a lot of running around, and there's like big open spaces where you can really like see pretty far away. So but it's interesting because I did not play Fortnite at that time and have no nostalgia for that time.
A lot fewer people did.
Fewer people did, although it was very popular at that time. And apparently they hit like a record, like 6 million concurrent players or something like that playing today. So, and I had to wait in a queue to play, which doesn't happen
Like some kind of animal
in Fortnite. Yeah. But it's interesting. It's an interesting throwback. And I like the idea of a games as a service game, like reverting to an older version of the map. Because there are people who, think that, oh man, 8 years ago, the game was pure. It was more about the building, man. It wasn't like about power-ups or vaulting or whatever. It's fun to like have this old map and some of the old rule set in modern Fortnite.
I think, like, all joking aside, I think it's cool that they're doing it because I think in this modern day of like service games and games that are constantly patched over and over again or updated like this, it is neat. And I would like to see more often, especially on a popular game like Fortnite, what the state of it was at a point in time. Like it'd be great to have snapshots of it. It's, again, especially a game like that that's so popular and has evolved so much, it's probably unrecognizable compared to today. And I think it's cool to see that and cool to know that, because a lot of people probably don't.
Yeah, you could probably do something similar with Sea of Thieves, although it would really feel empty.
I mean, an ocean's an ocean.
Yeah, but they added islands. They added like a lot of things to.
Remember when Sea of Thieves there were no islands? Remember that?
Well, there weren't no
I'm
islands,
just
but
giving you a hard time.
they doubled the amount of islands or whatever. So, I mean, it would be real interesting.
Yes, exactly that.
Go back to that.
It would be great to have that as some kind of like instance that existed perpetually.
Yeah,
I know it's not feasible, but it would be cool.
No. Well, I also played a bunch of Walkabout mini golf with some Player One listeners, so that was a ton of fun. We did a level that's called Upside Town, and the gimmick of it is that it's an upside down town.
That's clever.
Some of the holes play with gravity quite a bit, and it was pretty hilarious to try and traverse these holes with the gravity changing and everything. Sometimes you'd have to hit a ball into the hole that was on the ceiling, so you would have to completely rethink how you play, or the ball would be on the wall and the hole would be on the wall, so you'd have to very different
You
feel.
guys really went balls to the wall on that one, huh?
Yes, I think you could say. I think you could say that.
Oh
Wow.
Oh, we have fun.
You done?
I don't have to be.
What do you think?
Me?
Balls to the walls. Oh, Lordy.
Oh, we do have fun. All right. As you said, I also played a game called Dungeons of Eternity on Quest. So this is a VR dungeon crawler that is being likened to a Phantasy Star Online style experience. It is a multiplayer focused action game where you are crawling through dungeons, destroying enemies and picking up loot. And I believe the dungeons are randomly generated. And you're getting upgrades, you're collecting weapon schematics, you're gaining gold, you're gaining cosmetics for your characters, and it's a 3-player simultaneous game. So you can go in with a party of 3 and really have fun exploring these rather large dungeons with bosses and everything. And I played through the tutorial and turned on free movement in VR, where the locomotion is continuous and not
Right.
teleport. And with my motion sickness band on, it was tolerable.
Really?
But after about 45 minutes, I had a headache and had to stop.
That's what I want for
But
my video games. Tolerable.
it's hard with VR, right? Because because for some people it's not going to affect them, and for others like me, it's really going to be difficult to
Right.
play with continuous locomotion. Do you use teleportation or do you use smooth locomotion, Phil or Greg?
I will typically do the teleporting.
Yeah, I will usually do
Yeah.
teleporting as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done the smooth
Teleporting.
locomotion, and sometimes it's okay. But I think the most recent one was I forget the name of the shooter that was on the PlayStation VR 1 it came with that was what the light gun accessory was all about.
Yeah. Is that Farpoint?
Anyway, Farpoint. And it played great. And the smooth motion was fine. But even with that, like, it was the same way. Like, after playing for about 15 minutes, I was just like, I was just starting to get a little nauseous, and
sweats a little bit.
yeah.
You're
it's
like,
not enjoyable to me at this point, right? So
yeah.
I prefer the teleporting.
I really have to turn my motion sickness band to like the maximum electricity coming through my wrist when I play a continuous motion game, because it's rather, my brain doesn't like it.
No.
Does not like it. But it's a really cool game, very atmospheric. I love the combat. I only played through the tutorial bit, but I think we might add this as a possible game for the VR group that we have going in the Player One Discord. So look forward to me talking about this one again soon.
All right.
And that's all I've been playing. So, Gregory, you're up.
Hi, yeah. So we already talked about Twisted and some of the other games that I was playing over this past 48 hours. Couple things, though, that I wanted to mention is I was playing the other Spider-Man game. Talking about, of course, Spider-Man on the PlayStation 1.
Oh,
Neversoft.
a good Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
Finally, a good Spider-Man game.
I've never really played that before.
Oh, it's a great game.
It's pretty impressive looking for a PS1 game, let me tell you. I can see why people liked it so much. Although, as is always the case with 3D games from that era, I think the graphics hold up all right, as well as I think they could. But boy, the navigation was. There was a scene I got to, which was a chase across the rooftops, because that's all you can do in that game. You can't go to the ground.
Right.
When you're outside in the city, all the buildings are just floating above a cloud of poison gas. A chase with Venom that, boy, I really missed good camera controls. I kept losing it because Spider-Man was just not facing the right way. But anyway, no, it was really good. That's not really what I wanted to talk about, but it was pretty neat to sit down and play it for a couple hours straight, just because I'd never really played it. One thing I did get that I haven't played with too much yet, but wanted to show on the show is I got an Analog Pocket.
What?
Oh,
finally. So
Nice.
after I whined about this for the nth time on the show about not being able to get one, I had one of our listeners reach out. I'm not going to say his name because I don't know. I never asked him whether I could share his name. But who reached out and offered to sell me one that he had in box just for regular price. Unopened.
Wow.
So and the Scoops, who came up here to help out this weekend, they muled it across the border for me, so I didn't have to pay an extra like $300 shipping.
Oh.
And so I've got one now, and I've just played with it a little bit. Oh my god, I love the original Game Boy screen filter on old Game Boy games. I mean, just wave of nostalgia. Playing some Motocross Maniacs, doing some backflips. I don't know, Phil, if you heard, in Motocross Maniacs, if you do backflips on certain ramps, you unlock power-ups and
Sometimes
secrets.
you can do it via front flip too. But I didn't want to say the more advanced techniques.
No,
And screw you up.
I was having trouble with the not advanced techniques.
Because about you hit your nitro backflips about 10% of the time.
Hey,
So. No, you don't know how much Motocross Maniacs I played back in the day. I played a ton of Motocross Maniacs.
Me too, but I didn't know that. It was
every track by heart. I knew all the like sound effects while you were playing, every like music interlude while you were racing. It's like I know exactly what to do with this jump, that jump. I know like what I should be doing here. Yeah. It was a wave of nostalgia just watching you play and mostly fail.
And that's wow.
And how much better I would be at that game.
Oh my goodness.
Just kidding. It's a great game. I love that game. And I have never played the Game Boy Advance.
Apparently it's quite good.
I heard you say that on the stream, and now I kind of want to hunt that down.
Me too.
Try it.
So, but anyway, I'm excited to dive into the Analog Pocket and really. I'm actually, while we were sitting here, I was sifting through the drawer on this desk because I'm trying to find a micro SD card that I can use to update the firmware.
Oh yes.
But yeah, no, I'm just super happy about that. And again, just played a bunch of games. I would sit here and talk about more of them, but I'm, not as tired as I would normally be, but I'm still tired enough that I can't remember half of what I played at the moment. So
now, did you get the dock?
No, I didn't. I'm planning on probably doing an order because it was kind of the same thing. If I want to get the dock and have it shipped here, it's going to up the price so much. So I might just bite the bullet and I'm going to order a dock and probably the Game Gear adapter. And maybe I don't have a screen protector for it either. I kind of want to have one of those. So,
well, if it helps you any, the dock is currently out of stock.
Perfect.
So,
and I'll just get those probably shipped to the Scoops again because they live relatively nearby in the United States. One thing that I do want to get though is a case for it that's not the clear case. Have you ever looked into? Are there any like third-party cases for this thing?
I haven't looked. I have the clear case, and that is very nice, and it works for my purposes, which the purpose is just something to put it in while I put it on my shelf so it doesn't get all dusty or scratched up.
Yeah.
I don't really travel with it or anything like that. So I would imagine someone has made something.
Yeah. So if you go to sfbags.com and you look at their gaming cases, the Waterfield company. Yeah. I have a Switch case from Waterfield and it's excellent. And they make an Analog Pocket pack and pouch that you can check out. I highly recommend their bags and cases. They make a lot of things. They make a Playdate carry case. They make a Steam Deck and a Rogue Ally case. So they make
look at that.
cases, like really good cases for obscure portables.
Oh, and the case is designed to hold the little adapters as well, the different cartridge adapters.
Yeah.
Not
They
bad.
make really good stuff. Highly suggest a Waterfield case. I have their leather Switch case, and it's great. I love it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was looking for. I
There
will have to look into this again. Probably double the price as soon as I ship it to Canada, but either way, yeah, that's it. That's all I really got.
Oh,
all right, then,
nice.
Phil.
Yeah.
What do you got for us?
What don't I got for you? Well, you know what I was playing a bit of this week?
Analog Pocket.
I was playing a bit of this.
That is a 360.
This is a Microsoft Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Built out of
plastic brick form.
Mega bricks. Look at that. I completed this.
That looks great.
Yeah, it's upside down there. There we go.
Does it red ring?
It does not red ring. It only has the green ring, but it does light up.
Is there a
That's
kit to red
cool.
ring it? I bet you there is.
You know what? Someone will make one, I'm sure. The
Oh,
Little-
a hard drive.
it's got the little hard drive on the top there, which actually pops off.
God, that's great.
You can
That's
remove
cool.
that.
Can you put the larger hard drive in there? A 120 gig hard drive?
I mean, you're going to have to build it yourself, but
Yeah, I was
yes.
gonna say, that's-
Oh, okay.
And you know, when you pop off the hard drive off the top there, there's a little green lever there, which if you push that, it pops the side panel off,
nice.
and then you can start ripping it apart to reveal the inner workings.
Wow.
Geez, that's a nice kit.
And you can
That
see
is
there's
so
you
cool.
got the disk
You got
drive
all
in
the
there.
innards in there.
You got a whole bunch
Holy
of innards here. We got another little glowing Xbox logo inside. And actually, if you the little spindle here, if you push
Now, is
down
there a
on
J.
that,
Allard minifig in there?
well, you know what there is? You see that glowing blue?
Yeah.
Boop, 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 there it
Jay
is.
Allard.
That is a tiny little. You can't see it on the camera here, but it's a tiny little Cortana figure.
Oh, that's excellent.
It's
That's
a
really
tiny
good.
little Cortana.
I'm impressed. I was not considering that, but that's really cool.
It is, I have to say, a really neat little set here.
Wow. I love that. Yeah.
In addition, I think I showed this earlier. It also, you get a little
Yeah, I remember the controller.
scaled Xbox 360 controller. It also lights up there.
Love that.
Let's see here. Put that back on its stand. And of course, you have a tiny scaled Halo 3 case
That's great.
made out of the translucent green bricks. It has
Is it
the
open?
front and back printed on the box, which, you know what? I'm going to say this. No stickers.
Is it a sticker?
No stickers in this set. All the on the main kit, you see you got the Xbox 360 logo printed on the side. You got the little vent holes
Yeah.
all over the place. No stickers, not a single sticker in this set.
Wow.
I might
The
have to
back
get
there,
this.
you got
pretty neat.
all the ports and everything.
Now, can you buy an intercooler for that? To
Jeez.
put
I
on
mean,
the
you can
back?
buy bricks and build whatever you want, man.
Build an intercooler. You remember
one's-
Man,
No one's stopping you.
those?
you
and
do
then,
what
of
you
course,
want,
the-
man. Just stop asking.
Oh.
The Halo case doesn't indeed open up. You have a disc in here,
Oh, wow.
which is it's a little plastic. It's not like cardboard. It is a little plastic piece.
Yeah.
And
Does the
you know
disc
what's
pop off?
stupid?
Does the disc come off of there?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, good.
And this is the stupid thing that I'm going to tell you about. And this is just my brain not being able to disconnect. When I was putting this thing together, and indeed every time I open this up and I want to take the disc out, I always hold
Push
it
on
by
the spindle.
I hold it by the sides and I push the spindle down.
Oh my gosh.
Muscle memory.
Yeah,
Muscle memory.
it's just a plastic disc. There's nothing on here, obviously, but
Yeah,
my
you're not going to
brain
scratch it.
my brain is just like, this is wrong. Holding it like this is
My
wrong,
anxiety is going through the roof as we speak.
right? So
Yeah.
I have been, and make no mistake, when I was holding it like this, I have to force myself to do it. My
Yeah.
every neuron firing in my brain is saying, don't do that. I've always hold it by the edges. I'm just gonna put it right back there in the spindle, push down the middle. There we
That's
go.
cool. That's
And
super
it
cool.
and it locks. The case locks closed, so it's not going to slip open. And
Wow.
and can I give a spoiler for a building block set?
Sure.
The cutest thing. This is a spoiler, folks. But the final thing that you build, as you go through building, you start off building the controller, then it takes you through the system, and then you have the little Halo case. But the very, very final thing you build when you're putting this together, and again, the video will help with this. That's what you build.
Nice.
Wow.
It's a little achievement. It's in a little achievement pop-up bubble that says you've earned 75G You built an Xbox, achievement unlocked, which
That's
just
cute.
super
That's
cute.
very
It's just got a
cute.
little stand on there so you can sit it there. It's
Wow.
so cute. It's such a cute set.
I love that. I
was delighted by this set, which Target exclusive. You can only get this at Targets, at least in the US. I don't know how they handle
who
it
knows?
in other countries. I
Target's
don't even know
not-
if it's available in other countries, but
No.
Target's not a
The
thing.
story
in
of Target in
Canada.
Canada is absolutely worth looking up and reading because it's
yeah.
oh boy.
Yeah.
And in a nice touch, on the bottom it's got the little feetsies here. But it's also got the feet on here, so if you want to position it horizontally, depending on your entertainment system setup, you can have the system sitting horizontally as well. It's very nice. There we go. Video game wise, I was playing a little Mario Wonder. Now that I finished Spidey, I can start diving into Mario
Show up.
Wonders. CJ? Why can't
We can't hear you.
We can't hear you, CJ. I was worried that was me for a second, but the problem's clearly CJ. Uh-oh.
CJ's upset.
Yep. Oh, he's
Uh-oh.
throwing
Here
stuff
comes
around. Oh my God,
Angry
CJ.
Dad CJ.
Oh no. CJ's very grumpy. No,
Nope.
yeah, we still can't hear you,
Still
buddy.
Can't hear you.
But I mean, yeah, throw up your arms in frustration. We can't hear you. He can clearly hear us.
You're like George Costanza. There you go.
Oh, wait.
There you are.
He's back.
I'm back. Hello.
Well, you're occasionally back.
I don't know what happened.
You're gone again.
No, he's
What?
I've still got him. I've got him.
I don't know.
I
What's
don't have
happening.
him.
Yeah,
Nope,
see,
now I
that's
have
what I'm
him.
telling you.
I think you're really lagged.
We're getting like half of your
I'm
words,
sure the listeners love this.
and when they come through, they're very laggy.
Like, what about now?
We got to see
How
all your mouth
laggy is
flaps.
laggy? You're seeing my mouth
You're about
flaps
2
and then-
seconds behind.
Yeah.
Your audio is
Oh
about
my
2
God.
seconds behind.
Oh my
All
goodness.
right, well, I'll be right back.
CJ will be
Okay,
back.
so continue what you were saying.
Yeah, so I was playing some Mario Wonder.
Mhm.
I haven't gotten that much farther into it. I'm still through World 2.
Mhm.
Oh, there's CJ. There we are again.
Are we back? Did we do
Yep,
it?
you're good.
You're
good.
back. Good job.
Yay.
So I haven't I haven't gotten significantly farther than I was in Mario Wonder. But I am thoroughly enjoying it. I was very busy this week. So I didn't get as much Mario time in as I had hoped. But I'm loving Mario Wonder. I'm very excited to really dive into it this week, which is going to be great. I also picked up the new RoboCop game. RoboCop
Robot Cop.
Rouge City.
I heard very good things about this game, and by good I mean it. I think it's gotten middling reviews.
I keep hearing it's not great, but it's really worth playing.
Yeah, that seems to be the vibe I got off of it as well. I just played through the first mission. There's kind of an introductory level where you there's some hostage situation in a television studio, and you, as RoboCop, of course, stomp right into the fray, and you're going through shooting punks that look like they're straight out of a late 80s movie. So they have, big mohawks and spray paint words like punk power all over the walls of the place that they've taken over.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Which seems a little weird. I mean, they've infiltrated this TV studio so that they can hijack a news broadcast and send their threats out to the city. But they've already taken the time to like ransack the entire, several floors of this building and litter the walls with their graffiti,
Yeah.
which, it seems like they shouldn't have had time to do all that before the RoboCops get called in, but
Video game logic.
yeah. But I mean, this is the kind of game that this is, and it definitely feels like a throwback style video game. And it's it's a little wonky, a little janky in its controls, or in its stability as a functioning game, but seems pretty fun. I was enjoying it, so it definitely has that kind of RoboCop vibe to it. So
Nice.
I'm looking forward to playing through the rest of that. It's great, of course, hearing Peter Weller as Murphy. He's doing his voice, of course.
Have you guys watched that RoboDoc?
I want
Not
to.
yet.
I haven't yet.
Man, Peter Weller's crazy.
Oh yeah?
Oh man, he's just crazy. He's full on crazy old man in that documentary. It's
Like
fantastic.
really crazy?
Oh.
Just I don't even know how else to describe it. I mean, he's not like some old hermit drinking his own urine or anything like that. He's just
Right.
just comes across as just a little crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just like very eccentric,
Yes.
and not like there was no moon landing kind of thing.
No, not
Okay.
not the crappy crazy that we live with every day on the internet.
Okay.
Just eccentric.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine.
You guys really need to watch that. Phil, you especially, you're gonna love it. Like
I'm sure I will.
you've got to take time out and watch that.
What's it? Is it streaming somewhere?
Apple TV.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, yeah.
And
it's
you
on
can I
iTunes
think
or whatever.
I don't know if it's actually, now that I say that, I don't know if you have to purchase it.
You do. Yeah.
You do. You have to purchase it.
okay.
But it's worth it. It's not
Yeah.
expensive. It's like 4 or 5 hours long.
Oh,
They
great.
literally go through the movie scene by scene. It's a
Oh.
making of scene by scene with
Yeah,
a lot
that's
of great
amazing.
stories and stuff. It's so good.
I definitely need to check that out then. My gosh. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it's on like Prime Video and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. It's on there's a collector's edition Blu-ray of it.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise
There you
you.
go.
I think it was kickstarted.
Oh yeah?
I think
Mm.
so.
I can
I
have
think
it
was
delivered
crowdfunded.
tomorrow. Free delivery tomorrow if I order within
You'll want it.
if I order within the next 24 minutes.
Oh man.
I can
Well,
get
my
it
better for
tomorrow.
recommend the show.
That countdown clock is really
It's that
Going.
FOMO.
Mhm.
It's that FOMO, but guess what? It's working on me because I'm adding it to cart right now.
Yeah, you won't be disappointed.
No, I'm sure I won't be. But yeah, it is it seems like a fun little game. It definitely the like CJ was saying, the middling reviews, but also you should probably play this game.
Yeah,
Definitely.
no, I'm tempted. Like when
It's
it goes
my
on
stretch
sale,
list. Yeah.
I'll probably pick it up
Nice.
because I'm interested.
And
Or if
this
they do like
does-
a trial on PlayStation Plus, I'll
Is
definitely
there a
play
trial?
it. There isn't, I don't think. But
Okay, because I know there was
if there is,
there was a Steam demo.
there was, yeah, which was apparently like an older build, which is why they didn't
Oh,
put it on console. So,
okay.
yeah, and it was only a limited time. It was only offered for like a limited time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, whatever the case, I just ordered that RoboCop documentary.
Enjoy.
So bully for me, I say. But yeah, that's the bulk of what I've been playing is just those two games at the moment. You know, I played a little bit of Devil World on the Switch Online service.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I finished watching the live action One Piece,
Yeah.
Heard
which
that
my
was
gosh,
good.
I loved.
Yeah.
Boy, I was not expecting to, but I loved it.
Mm,
And I started watching on Netflix the Pluto anime. Have you
Okay.
seen this? Have you heard
The
about
dog
this?
from Disney?
Nope.
No.
Nope. It's a adaptation of an old Astro Boy story.
yeah.
And by adaptation, I mean like complete reimagining of an old Astro Boy story, and it's we're about halfway through it. It's quite good.
Cool.
Cool.
But yeah, that's it for me.
Alrighty. Well, I guess that means it's time for tweets.
Oh, tweedly deedly dee. Oh, tweedly deedly dee. Oh, tweet a tweet and gonna tweet on a tweet.
All right.
It's elaborate.
You're welcome.
Is that it?
No, I know that was good. You're
That's all
welcome.
they got?
Yeah. Wait, what?
All right.
Did you just say, was that all I got?
Yeah. I mean, I know it's not all you got.
Why would you do that? Why would you?
Tweedly.
What is wrong with you?
Gonna tweedly dee. Gonna tweet with the tweet. Oh, we rocks in the tweet top all that day long.
All right. Hacker alias Cambot says,
song.
with CJ finding quality in Sea of Stars, which I think he means Starfield, because I barely played Sea of Stars, and Greg putting so many hours into Tears of the Kingdom and fondly playing through the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters, does the P1P crew find themselves, quote, mellowing in their advanced age, and once again enjoying longer format games and RPGs rather than bouncing wildly from title to title?
I don't feel like I've bounced wildly from title to title in a long time.
Maybe you haven't, but I certainly do.
You do.
Oh, I do all the time. Are you kidding? I had to like
certainly
force
do.
myself to sit down and play Spidey and just Spidey.
Yeah. Yeah. Although I did finish Starfield, so I finished at least one game this year.
Congratulations.
That's a thing. Yeah. I want to go back to Tears of the Kingdom, but I also want to play Spider-Man and Alan Wake and Dead Space and so many other games.
Dead Space.
The Dead Space remake. Yeah.
You haven't played that yet?
I played it, but I haven't finished it. I'm very close to the end, actually.
Okay.
I barely touched that game.
Very close to the end. And of course, Hi-Fi Rush is there too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, lots of good games. But no, I am definitely not mellowing and spending time
I am
with
absolutely mellowing, but it has
longer
nothing to
format
do with
games.
playing longer format games.
No, I guess not. And Phil, you're not mellowing either.
Oh, I wouldn't say so.
No. Alrighty, well, let's do this one from Hacker Alias Ranger X, who asks, what is Greg's favorite Genesis game?
Streets of Rage 2.
I could have answered that.
Yeah.
Streets of Rage 2, a fantastic game.
Mm-hmm.
We played through that during the marathon.
Yeah.
So good. So much fun. Yeah.
I believe while you were playing that, your buddy Jim mentioned Yuzo Koshiro like live performance of Streets of Rage on YouTube, which I then immediately searched for and found and need to watch.
Yeah.
They did. I can't believe that. Yeah, Yuzo Koshiro did a concert performance of Streets of Rage music back in 2018 or something for like a Red Bull music festival. It was so random. But it's in there, and I need to watch that. I'm very interested in watching that.
I have a feeling that'll be my background video tomorrow while I'm sort of doing administrative stuff for work.
Yeah. That's good. That's good squishy right there.
That's good squishy.
Yeah. Well, that's all the tweets we got, so I guess that means we have to end the show.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Now, of course, I forgot to put out the call for tweets, so
You know what?
part of it. Yeah, but
I'm going to complain about something in RoboCop real quick.
Oh, no. Something grinds your gears.
Something grinds my gears.
What's
I got
that?
my hackles up about this. I was saying how great it is to hear Peter Weller,
but not
as,
Nancy Allen,
as Alex J. Murphy again.
Eaton.
But Nancy Allen, who of course played his partner, Officer Ann Lewis, is not doing Lewis's voice.
Oh no.
And it's really weird because they modeled Lewis's look on Nancy Allen in the movie. It looks like her, but it's clearly not her doing the voice. And it's weird, and I don't like it. And I don't know. And I don't know if it was just them, the game makers not reaching out to her. I don't know if it was her being offered and turning it down. But either way, I don't like it.
It's immersion breaking, is what you're saying.
Definitely, you know what? It is.
Yeah.
It's really weird seeing Murphy and Lewis chatting with each other, and it's very clearly Peter Wellerman's very clearly not Nancy Allen. So, tisk tisk, creators of RoboCop Bruges City, I'm disappointed.
Are you saying hashtag lazy devs?
Hashtag laziest devs.
Wow.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
But you don't know the circumstances.
I have absolutely no idea. You know what? That hasn't stopped
I was going to say, why would that stop
a
him?
single person from accusing devs of being lazy.
Right.
You're right. You're
So,
absolutely right.
yeah, no, I obviously do not know the situation. It would be a bummer either way if either they didn't reach out to her or that she was offered and turned it down, but
yeah.
I don't know. Bring her into the studio for a few hours, have her record some lines. I'll buy a Nancy Allen DLC.
Reach out to her on Cameo.
Is she on Cameo?
I don't know.
Yeah.
just write down a script of all her characters' lines in the game. How much would it cost
Per line
to have you read this entire script? And then I can just sit there and like load up a YouTube video every time her character talks.
I love it.
Perfect.
Absolutely. All right. I think we should let Greg go to sleep. Well,
Okay.
after the after show, because we got to do that first.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1 Podcast on various social networks, but probably Threads. And that's mostly where we are, Threads or X, if you're still on X. And hey, we have a website as well, player1podcast.com. That's where you'll find all sorts of things like our contact information. You'll find blog entries about Sega CD stuff written by Mr. Greg Seward. You'll find Generation 16 episodes there as well, and show notes and links to all the things we talked about during episodes just like this one, and a link to our Discord server where you can discuss this episode with us and our other listeners.
If you would like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by loading up your favorite podcast listening app. We're also on Spotify. You can like us on Facebook. You can watch video archives of our show on youtube.com/P1 Podcast, or watch us live most weeks on the YouTubes, the Facebooks, the Twitch.televisions, all over the darn place. Just follow one of our many social media accounts to find out when we are doing our next live show. Typically, it is Sunday nights at 5:30 a specific time. And I'll tell you what, if you like what you've heard, and how could you, head over to patreon.com/P1 Podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. We want to invest in a nice plush pillow for our dear friend Greg, who showed his true devotion to charity by staying up for 24 hours. The poor lad's exhausted. He deserves a nice, comfy night's sleep. So won't you support us? And more importantly, support Greg and his big head.
Yeah.
Barely fits through the collar. Pretty upsetting.
No, we use your funds, your Patreon support to keep our show running and streaming and all that stuff every week. And I'll tell you what, the friendos, if you are a Patreon supporter of the $5 tier,
cheap,
you gain access to a special weekly bonus episode that we record right after this. So Greg ain't going to bed quite yet.
Nope.
But during these shows, we play games, crack wise, having fun, doing all the stuff we cannot do during the regular show. CJ,
Yeah,
do we have a game this week?
we do, Phil. It is a review quiz based upon games reviewed in the November 1998 issue of Electronic Gaming Monthly magazine.
Oh. Well, I will do terribly at this.
Will you? I don't know.
Probably.
Well,
I do
we'll
bad
just
at
have to
review
see.
quizzes.
Yeah.
But you know what? I always try.
Well, that's good. That's the important part.
That's what we do.
Yeah. Gotta teach the children.
So please
try.
tune into that. That should be fun.
Yeah.
And if you have a couple bucks left over, head over to patreon.com/Greg Seward to help support Greg's outstanding, and it is outstanding, web series about North America's favorite runner-up as a Sega Genesis.
Thank you, Phil. And if you are a supporter of the $5 variety,
Cheap. That's also so cheap.
thank you, Satan. You get access to the Weekly Commute, which is a vlog series that I do talking about all the different things I'm working on. And, whatever else comes to mind, reading some old reviews, telling some stories about CJ and Phil when they were young and fun, all that kind of stuff. Please, please, please consider supporting the show if you can.
Absolutely. We're no longer quite as young and fun.
No, that's why I talk about you when you were young and fun.
But we're old and bold.
Mm-hmm. Old and bald.
Well, I mean, that was when I was young too. Let's not kid ourselves.
Same.
That's it.
That's it.
CJ.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Phil.
Absolutely, my friend. Gregory.
Yo.
Thank you as well.
Thank you, Philip.
Obviously, of course. And a big old special thank you to you, our wonderful, wonderful listeners. Every single darned one of you. Remember, as always, take care of yourself, your loved one, your family, your friends. Do what you gotta do to be safe. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. And we hope to see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.